Are unicycles dangerous? Let's go!
Why people think electric unicycles are dangerous. We have to look at the giant neon green elephant in the room. Every single time I roll up on my single wheel, people look at me like I am riding a malfunctioning piece of space debris. They look at me like I am trying to volunteer for an early eviction from this planet. And you know what? I get it. I see the YouTube comments. I read the internet streets. People genuinely believe that we are all out here 1 second away from a complete and total catastrophic event. They look at a unicycle and they think that it is an instrument of pure chaos. Let us talk about the number one thing that terrifies the regular public. It is the infamous cutout. The internet loves to talk about this. For anyone who does not know, a cutout is when the wheel just decides it is tired. The machine just says, you know what, I am done for the day, and it shuts off while you are moving at high speed. Imagine you are cruising down the road feeling like a superhero. You are flying. You are living your absolute best life. And then boom, the machine quits on you. That is not a regular accident. That is a sudden magic trick where you disappear and your skin becomes part of the asphalt. The YouTube comments make it sound like every single wheel is just waiting to eject you into the upper atmosphere. People read those comments and they think we are all operating on a ticking time bomb. They think the battery is going to overheat and turn into a fireworks show right between our ankles. I saw a comment last week that said riding one of these is like sitting on a rocket that was built by someone who only reads instructions halfway. Then you have the whole issue of wobbles. Oh, the high-speed wobbles are a classic. That is when the wheel starts shaking back and forth like it drank way too much espresso. It starts vibrating and suddenly your whole body is doing a dance that you did not audition for. When people see a rider catching the wobbles from the sidewalk, it looks like pure panic. It looks like a person trying to stay on top of a very angry mechanical bull that does not have any handles. The onlookers are just waiting for the moment you turn into a human bowling ball. They are pulling out their phones ready to capture the disaster for entertainment. Another major issue that people always bring up is the braking distance, or the lack thereof. Regular people think we cannot stop. They think if a car pulls out in front of us, we are just going to smash right through the window like a rogue projectile. They do not understand that you have to lean back with your entire soul just to slow down. To the untrained eye, it looks like we are playing a game of chicken with physics every single day. They see us leaning all the way backward, looking like we are trying to do a limbo contest at 30 miles an hour just to avoid hitting a curb. It looks completely ridiculous and incredibly terrifying all at the same time. And let us not forget about the potholes. A tiny dip in the road that a car would just roll right over becomes a canyon of death for a single wheel. If you hit a deep rut at high speed, you are no longer a commuter. You are a gymnast who did not get invited to the Olympics. You are suddenly doing flips over the handlebars. That is why the public thinks we are completely insane. They see the protective gear. They see the full face helmets and the body armor. We look like we are getting ready to go to war against a dragon, but we are just going to the grocery store to get some milk. When you have to dress like a medieval knight just to go down the street, people are going to assume that your hobby is dangerous. But listen to me. The truth is that the engineering has gotten crazy good. The machines are smart. The riders who know what they are doing are not just out here winging it. But the internet only remembers the crashes. Nobody goes viral for riding smoothly down a beautiful bike path. They want to see the madness. So until people see the real skill it takes, they are going to keep thinking we are just riding a wheel of doom. Let us dive deeper into this madness because the internet is absolutely convinced that we have a collective desire to meet an early ending. If you scroll through any video comment section, you will see a level of concern that is honestly hilarious. People write entire essays about our safety like they are our worried grandmothers. They act like stepping onto a single wheel is the exact equivalent of jumping out of an airplane without checking if you packed a parachute. One major thing that sends the internet into a complete panic is the concept of pedal clipping. This is a real-world horror story for anyone who rides. You are carving down a path, feeling completely locked in, and suddenly a hidden tree root or a high curb catches the edge of your pedal. It takes less than an inch of contact to completely disrupt your entire existence. When that pedal clips, the universe does not give you time to negotiate. You do not get to say, wait a minute, let us think about this. No. You are instantly transformed into a human missile. Your wheel goes flying to the left and you go flying to the right, sliding across the dirt like a baseball player trying to steal second base, except you are wearing shorts. When people see videos of that happening, they do not see a sport. They see a mechanical trap. They see a device that is actively looking for an excuse to throw its rider into the nearest bushes. The comment section immediately lights up with people saying that the design is fundamentally flawed. They cannot comprehend why anyone would willingly ride something that can be defeated by a slightly elevated piece of concrete. Then you have the absolute terror of riding in the rain or hitting an unexpected patch of wet leaves. The regular public looks at our tires and they just see a recipe for a disaster. They think that the second a single drop of water touches the ground, we are going to lose all traction and spin out like a cartoon character on a banana peel. And honestly, when you watch someone hydroplane on a wheel, it does look exactly like a cartoon. Your feet are trying to stay connected to gripe spikes on the pedal while the motor underneath you is spinning at maximum velocity trying to find grip. You are doing the absolute wildest arm flailing movements just to keep your balance. To a person driving by in a safe and closed car, you look like a lunatic who is fighting a losing battle against water. Another massive talking point online is the sheer weight of these modern machines. The wheels are not light anymore. We are talking about serious pieces of heavy machinery packed with massive batteries and metal suspension systems. People look at a 100-pound wheel and they do not see a ride. They see a rolling anvil. The comments are always filled with people asking what happens if you lose control of that heavy beast in a crowded area. They imagine the wheel turning into a rogue bowling ball, blasting through a crowd of innocent pedestrians at 30 miles an hour. They picture total devastation at the local park. They do not realize that we have kill switches and trolley handles and that we actually care about not destroying public property or hitting innocent bystanders. But the visual of a massive, heavy tire ghost riding down a hill by itself is enough to make anyone lock their doors. It looks like a sentient piece of machinery that has decided it no longer needs its human operator and is now on a mission of pure destruction. We also have to talk about the psychological terror of the beep. Every single electric unicycle rider knows the warning beeps. It is the machine telling you that you are pushing it to its absolute limit. It is the wheel begging you to slow down before it gives up on life. But the public does not know about the beeps. They just see a rider going incredibly fast, looking completely calm, while the machine underneath them is secretly screaming for mercy. If people actually knew that our safety depends on listening to a tiny, high-pitched alarm while wind is blasting in our ears at 40 miles an hour, they would think we are even more insane than they already do. They imagine the alarm system failing or the rider just ignoring it because they want to show off for a video. The comments always say things like, "Why would you trust your life to a tiny speaker?" They think it is a terrible design. They want a steering wheel and a dashboard, not a robot that chirps at you when you are about to crash. At the end of the day, the perception of danger comes down to control. Human beings like to feel like they are in charge of their destiny. When people see a car, they see a steering wheel. When they see a bicycle, they see handlebars. But when they see us, they just see a person standing on a giant coin, floating down the street by pure faith and magic. They do not see the hours of practice it takes to make it look effortless. They do not see the muscle memory or the deep understanding of physics that keeps us upright. They just see the absolute chaos of the worst case scenarios highlighted on social media. So yes, people are going to keep thinking it is dangerous. They are going to keep writing those wild comments. But as long as we keep respecting the machine and wearing our armor, we will keep rolling right past the haters. Thanks for watching.